The world has always been interested in Prince Harry, whether it's because he is royal or because he chose to stop doing royal tasks. But there's more to his story than meets the eye. Pope Francis, who is the leader of the Catholic Church, recently said something that could completely change how we think about the Duke of Sussex. This isn't just another feud between the royal family, it points to something much scarier. What did Pope Francis really say about Prince Harry? Could the prince be keeping a secret that makes you feel bad? Come with us as we look into a new fact about Prince Harry that might make you question everything you thought you knew. But first, let's go back to the beginning, his childhood. The young prince was born on September 15, 1984, as Henry Charles Albert David in London's St. Mary's Hospital. He made his public debut in the famous Lindo Wing, which is where many royal babies are born. He is the second child of Princess Diana and King Charles III, who was the Prince of Wales at the time. Harry was always known as the Happy Prince, a name that came from his positive attitude and unique red hair. He went to the same preschool school as his older brother, Prince William, when he was young. When Harry started at Ludgrove School in 1992, it was clear that he was very active. During his youth, he was very interested in sports, which set the stage for his lifelong love of being active. Princess Diana was eager to give her sons experiences outside of the palace. She took them to amusement parks, McDonald's, and even the movies. Diana tried to give Harry and William a normal childhood, which included trips to Disney World, AIDS clinics, and shelters for the homeless. These experiences gave them a wider view of life. Harry started doing royal tasks at a young age by going on official tours with his parents. His first trip was to Italy in 1985. But disaster struck in 1997 when his parents split up and Princess Diana died too soon in a car accident in Paris. Harry, who was only 12 years old at the time, showed a lot of bravery by going with his brother, father, and uncle behind the funeral procession for his mother. Many people around the world could relate to how strong he was during this very sad time. After Diana's death, Harry and William asked for space to grieve and go on with their lives. In the same year, Harry started going to Eton College, and his friends quickly became fans of him. He studied, played sports, and did artistic things that interested him. He got a B in art and a D in geography. People said Harry was a bad student and that Eton staff helped him cheat, but both Harry and the school rejected these claims. Harry was involved in events outside of school. He joined the combined cadet force and worked his way up to become a cadet officer, leading the annual parade in his last year. He took a gap year after high school and worked on a cattle station in Australia and played in a youth polo event. During his trips, he also went to Lesotho and filmed a documentary called The Forgotten Kingdom, Prince Harry in Lesotho. There, he worked with children who had lost their parents. These events made him into a prince who was driven to go his own way. This is just the start of his story. Prince Harry's time in the service is truly impressive. During his 10 years in the British Army, he did 2 tours in Afghanistan and learned how to fly an Apache chopper. In May 2005, he joined the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, which is a tough school for future soldiers. This was the start of his military career. Harry finished the tough 44-week course and was commissioned as an Army officer by April 2006 in a ceremony that his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, attended. He was known as Officer Cadet Wales. Harry became a reconnaissance leader and then joined the Blues and Royals unit, which is part of the Household Cavalry. It was debated at first whether Harry should be sent to a war zone, but he was sent to Afghanistan in 2007. He worked there for 10 weeks as a forward air controller, telling planes how to attack Taliban sites. But his deployment was cut short when the media found out where he was, so he had to go home quicker than planned. Harry didn't give up. In 2012, he went back to Afghanistan as a co-pilot and gunner on an Apache chopper. Harry wrote in his autobiography, Spare, that during his missions, he saw the people he fought as just chess pieces that were being taken off the board. He also admitted that he killed 25 people, but he wasn't happy or ashamed of it. He was well aware of how harsh war is. After his second tour, Harry kept moving up the ranks. In 2013, he became a staff officer at HQ London District. Harry started the Invictus Games in 2014, a Paralympic-style event for wounded service members. He did this by using his royal position and close ties to the military to his advantage. The Games were a way to remember and thank those who had served and died. After a short stint with the Australian military, Harry chose to leave the military in 2015. He ended his service with the rank of captain. General Sir Nicholas Carter, who was chief of the General Staff at the time, praised Harry's service and pointed out how dedicated and good a leader he was. His time in the Army changed him deeply and helped him get ready for the new jobs and challenges he would face in the years to come. There was a lot of mystery around Prince Harry's relationship with Meghan Markle when it started in 2016. Some people think that a common friend set them up on a blind date, but the couple later said that they met on Instagram. A few months into their relationship, Harry took a big risk by putting out a rare public statement in which he criticized the media's unfair treatment of Meghan and asked for privacy. In September 2017, they made their first public appearance as a couple at the Invictus Games in Toronto. It was a good choice because Harry was very involved with the event. Soon after, in November 2017, Prince Charles told everyone that they were getting married. Many people were thrilled by the news, especially since Meghan, who is of mixed race, marked a new era for the royal family, especially in Commonwealth countries with different populations. They got married at St. George's Chapel, Windsor Castle, on May 19, 2018. It was a big event. But in an interview with Oprah Winfrey in 2021, Harry and Meghan said they had said their vows to each other in their yard with the Archbishop of Canterbury 3 days before the official ceremony. This was a private moment that was not recognized by the law. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex moved into Nottingham Cottage on the grounds of Kensington Palace after their wedding. They then went to the Cotswolds. But they didn't stay there for long because paparazzi shots of the house were made public. Then they moved to Frogmore Cottage, which was a gift from the Queen and close to Windsor Castle. It needed a lot of work, which was paid for by public money, which Harry later paid back. In May 2019, they had a boy named Archie, who made their family bigger. But by March 2020, the couple had decided to stop being royal and had moved their office out of Buckingham Palace. Following time in both the US and Canada, Harry and Meghan bought a house in Montecito, California, in June 2020. Meghan had a miscarriage the next month, but they were happy again when their daughter Lilibet was born in June 2021. They also have 3 dogs that they love, a Labrador named Pula, a Beagle named Guy, and a pug named Mamma Mia. Harry has also said that he has 5 or 6 godchildren, and some of them were at his wedding. This shows how close he is to his family and friends. Their road has been anything but normal. It has been full of love, loss, and new starts, but there have also been secrets along the way. Since he stopped being a king 4 years ago, Prince Harry has talked a lot about his life inside the palace walls. In his moving autobiography, Spare, Harry says that he was never allowed to get too close to other royal family members because it was thought to be important to keep a safe distance. Harry says that even when you're with regular people, As a royal, you are taught to keep a space between yourself and others. This distance wasn't just physical, it was also mental. Harry talks about how, no matter how much love there was, the gap between roles like king and child or son and spare was never fully crossed. His brother, Prince William, often told Harry to stay away from her. An even stricter group of royal family members lived in the past. They didn't allow any physical touch, like hugs, kisses, or pats on the back. On rare occasions, there might be a light touch on the lips, but that was it. In his book, Harry talks openly about his hard youth while being watched by many, his drug use, and even a fight he had with his brother William. William is said to have called Meghan difficult, rude, and abrasive during a particularly heated argument. This reportedly led to a physical altercation in which William grabbed Harry by the collar, tore his necklace, and threw him to the ground. With each new reveal, we learn more about the complicated and often painful facts of life inside the palace. However, Harry found it even harder to stay out of the public eye than it was to live in the royal family. Many times, he was in the middle of public anger and debate. There may be the most important debate because of a shocking statement made by Pope Francis. Let's look into this event in more depth. Prince Harry had been in a lot of trouble before he stopped being a prince in 2021. The time he was captured at a costume party in 2005 wearing a Nazi uniform was one of his most well-known moments. Right away, people in the public, the media, and government leaders all spoke out against it. Right away, Harry apologized to everyone, admitting he had made a mistake. In the 2012 scandal, Harry was in the news again when pictures of him in his pants from a trip to Las Vegas came out. The pictures, which were taken during a game of strip billiards, were posted online and caused more bad press. Even though he was embarrassed, Harry later thought back on what had happened and said he had been in army mode and not taken the situation seriously enough. These problems caused Harry a lot of stress, especially as he tried to figure out how to live in the public eye. Even with all of these issues, he was still very popular with the public because they could relate to his flaws. But the most recent incident may be the worst of all of them. A surprise turn of events happened when Pope Francis said something out of the ordinary in public, implying that Prince Harry might be keeping a dark secret. Many people have thought about what the Duke of Sussex's real past is like and what might still be hidden because of this surprising statement. Is there more to Prince Harry's story than what we know? People are interested in and debating what Pope Francis said because of all the rumors. If this news is true, it could make us question everything we thought we knew about Prince Harry, which would be bad for his life and reputation. While everyone waits for more details, one thing is certain. This scandal could have long-lasting effects on the royal family, especially since Prince Harry is still making his own way away from royal tasks. As the news settles and people around the world continue to guess what Pope Francis's words mean, one thing is for sure: Prince Harry's story is certainly not over. We don't know yet if this new controversy will define his memory or just be another part of his complicated life. One thing that is clear is that Prince Harry will continue to deal with the challenges and responsibilities that come with his position, while also trying to live a life that fits his values and goals. There are no signs that people will stop being interested in the Duke of Sussex. As new information comes out, they will continue to watch, guess, and argue. Right now, Prince Harry has to decide how to balance his royal duties with the pressures of a new life in the public eye. It's too early to say how these new facts will affect his future.